Yeah, that's relevant for them too.
Happy Tuesday. You are listening to Real Talk with Karen Stacy live on MiamiMikeRadio.com. And tonight, sitting next to me, who I just interrupted because we were on Facebook Live and now we're on live on the radio. Now, TW, what that's your name?
It's my initials. I was unfortunately named after my father, Terrence, and I always despised the name. Love my father, don't get me wrong, love my father, but the name made me shudder, even as a kid. So it's always been T. And it was great because it's a good play on words. I was able to use it through branding. People are a complete idiot if they can't remember it, so the T works.
Okay, so that's why. So your name is actually Terrence.
Right.
What's the W stand for?
Whitney. Some kind of family name. Yeah,
I
was fucked 6 ways to Sunday.
You were not handed a good thing.
No.
Although I have to say, if you were like an aristocrat, that would be a pretty awesome name.
If I wrote a novel, maybe.
Although the TW, it has a little more for a novel. I like that a little bit better.
But you know what though? Just T. It's easy.
I guess
it's easy. Nobody forgets, and if you do, you really don't give a crap about me. So
So, does your mom call you?
No, nobody does.
No,
nobody
really?
does. My grandfather actually started that in the hospital. My mother's family is 100% Italian, so my grandfather was like, "Yeah, no, we're not going to call him that." So he started that in the hospital. Calling me T.
Holy cow! Never hear that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
See that? I just, I wasn't sure what the deal was.
What do you have
a name? You'd have no name?
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Hey, you know what? You got to find a way to fit in these days. You got to be unique. You got to find.
Yeah, I was going to say, wait a minute.
Unique
and fitting in are two completely different things.
Well, but no, you have to find not to fit in, but you need to find your space.
Yeah.
So you need to fit in your niche, your space.
Sometimes you got to move people out of the way so you can.
Oh, I have no problem with that. I have absolutely no problem with it.
All right, now I interrupted you when we were going on Facebook Live, and you said you wanted to put something out there.
Yes.
So please do.
Just want everybody who's watching, everybody who's listening, to know that I have something that is referred to as a sense of humor, and I know a lot of people these days are even offended at the thought. So, and I'm not talking.
That's not my audience.
Yeah, okay, good. And I'm not talking. I'm not here to hurt anybody, to make fun of anybody. Nothing like that. But God, I have run across so many people these days that have a stick so far up their cool it's dislocating their trachea.
Yeah.
And if that is the case, God bless you. But you're not going to vibe with my way of going about things. Yeah. So now that that's out of the way.
Yes, well, it's good that you prefaced by saying that, so that you get your, that's like your, what do they call that? See, this is what happens with the brain. It don't work sometimes. You put it out there because, me personally, they already know that I'm going to say the wrong thing anyway. So they know that, as long as, the way I look at it is like this. If your heart is good, everything you say is okay.
Right.
If you know me, you know I don't have a malice bone in my body. People that watch, they know I'm not trying to hurt anybody.
Right.
So if I say something and it offends you, sadly,
they're not your tribe.
Well, yes, but think about this. If you say something and it offends someone, it's not necessarily on you, right? It's probably on them because they have an issue with that, right?
So, and they're not part of your tribe. That's what I mean.
But they're taking it personally as opposed to in jest. Right? Because we're talking
Life
in
is
jest
too
right
short.
now.
Life is too short to be so uptight and to stress over the most minute things. I actually said something to somebody today.
Me?
That
you said it to me.
Well, I said a lot of things to you, but not this. Not what I was about to say.
Okay.
What I said to somebody, I said, if it's not going to matter in 5 years, don't spend more than 5 seconds worrying about it. Because I was one of those people who worried. I think I spent more than half my life worrying until I got my crap straight. And all you're doing is robbing yourself of joy when you're worrying about shit that probably isn't going to even happen. Right.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's the whole preface behind, I don't know if you ever read, the book, oh my gosh, here we go again. Why am I forgetting everything I need to say? The Power of Now.
Yeah.
And, as blatant as that seems, you don't get it, because what do we think about? We think of the past and we think about the future.
Right.
And the past can depress you.
Yep.
And the future
Could
can give you anxiety.
ever-loving shit out
Right.
of you, yeah.
So now,
Yeah.
how about we're here right now,
Right.
and let's try to be. But it's hard because that past stuff is going like this in your ear.
It is, but there are ways to deal with that if people will allow themselves. I think so many people are, any kind of change that they need to make, so many people are afraid of any change, even if it's a change that's going to better their life.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's the same reason that people stay in horrible relationships, abusive relationships, because in their mind, they can't even fathom being by themselves. No matter how bad this situation is right now, it can't be as bad as being alone. So I think that just when you're afraid to take that leap, you're always going to be in that cycle of, pardon the expression, but I call it a cycle of self-fuckery, because you are constantly going to be just stopping yourself from being happy.
Yeah. I do, like, I look at a lot of, I've done shows about the law of attraction and everything, and I broke it down and such. People don't realize how powerful your thoughts really are.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you look at somebody that's in an abusive relationship, right? And you have like a typical abusive relationship where, let's say the husband says to the wife, oh, you're fat, you're ugly, you have baggage, nobody's ever going to want you.
Right.
You're not good enough.
Right.
You're lucky you're with me. Right? Now you hear that enough times and you start, to believe it, right? Because you keep hearing it. So that's the words in your head. So if you tell yourself,
maybe he's right.
Right. Well, right. That's what I'm saying. But if you, on the flip side of that, the way to get out of that cycle, right, is to say, no, I'm a good person. Yeah, okay, maybe I'm a little heavy, but I could lose weight. I still look good. You know, I mean, that's the whole thing, is that but it's that mindset. And that's the hardest thing, I think, in the world to change.
Yeah.
Especially if you might be a little bit thick-headed.
Well, okay, and I'm 50% Calabrese, so I have dealt with that, testo duro ma cuore grande, but anyhow.
Don't speak Italian. That's it. I'll jump right on you if you start speaking Italian. Don't do it.
Here's the thing. Our mind can either be our greatest asset or our worst enemy.
Agreed.
But the harsh reality of it is, it's up to us.
Yeah.
Just like in all of my coaching, whether it be my fat loss, whether it be my mindset coaching, I can do absolutely everything for you except make that decision. I could just sit there and teach you everything I know. I can hold your hand. I'm available to my clients 24/7. But I can't do the exercises for you.
Damn it.
That's the only thing I can't do.
Damn it.
Just like these wonder, and I laugh because just dozens of, take this pill.
Oh.
And it's going to give you the body of an Adonis, right? Just over and over and over again. And what's sad is that people in desperation, actually, you know what? I saw something today that I want to bring up because I think my eyes almost rolled out of my head.
Oh my. See, to me, that's a good thing. No.
Oh, yeah. It was a program.
Okay.
Right. They claim manifest anything you desire.
Oh, yes.
In 24 hours.
Yes, I think but is that a YouTube, was that like, because is that YouTube, or where did you see
Oh, no, I saw a Facebook ad, and I was just like,
yes,
you gotta be friggin' kidding me.
Yes.
Are you? And the sad part is, I don't blame certain people for wanting to buy into that, because they play on people's pain points.
Absolutely.
When you are in such a state of desperation, you are willing to believe that.
Absolutely.
And some people might go beyond their means to try and afford whatever horseshit program that is, in hopes that somehow it's going to be true. And all you're doing is robbing people.
Yeah.
And
they sleep well at night.
Oh, they sleep well at night in their mansion. Are you kidding? Do you know how many people would jump on that? and
we
how
could
that
probably
funnel
read
probably
it.
converts.
Yeah, we could
Yeah.
probably read it.
Oh, sorry, that's online business talk.
Yes.
Converting funnels and
Oh,
that used to be quantum physics to me, but I finally learned ClickFunnels, and I feel like I accomplished something.
Oh, okay. Well,
if somebody like me, I failed Algebra 2 with a tutor, so anytime I can figure out something like ClickFunnels, that's a bonus for me.
Listen, my son is in what grade is he in? 6th grade. I haven't been able to help him with his math ever.
Well, okay, hold on. Now we're going to get into a whole new subject because now it's Common Core.
No, that wasn't
right.
Common Core.
Oh, not back then? This is a while ago?
No, this is now.
Okay.
Thankfully, I don't know that he does Common Core, thank God. But it's all Greek to me, so it doesn't really matter. But I actually was able to help him. But yes, numbers, I mean, anybody that knows me knows that me and numbers, we don't do well.
That's a whole lot of note for me.
But before before we go any further, though, I always like to let my listeners know who they're listening to.
Sure.
So I always say, like, who the hell are you?
Yeah.
So we know that you are a second generation, right? Because you now are a TW, so that you are not.
Yeah, I even broke it down and cut that in half.
There we go. So you're good with that. So
right.
now you mentioned a couple of things, a coach. So tell me about you.
All right, gosh, where to begin? What don't I do?
Oh boy.
That's my background. Even before the fitness coaching is in healing and in martial arts. I went to school for clinical massage therapy. I was a massage therapist since 2004. Loved doing it. Love helping people. Love healing people. However, what they don't tell you in school is if you are a male massage therapist, specifically a straight male massage therapist, and I'm just saying that matter of fact. There's no judgment here. I'm just saying matter of fact. If you are a straight male massage therapist, your client base is going to be very limited because most women don't want you because of the comfort factor, and most men don't want you because of the machismo. I don't want a man touching me.
Comfort factor on both ends.
Right. So you are left with a runoff of the few people that don't care.
Right.
And that's not enough to make a good living.
Gotcha.
So that's why I kind of at least culminated all of I had to go through anatomy and physiology, kinesiology, neurology. I should have went to pre-med after that school.
Wait a second. So you have to be okay with numbers. I used to be a dancer and an aerobics instructor, and I took kinesiology and biomechanics because I was trying to get certified, and that was the craziest thing I've ever taken in my life.
What did you have to calculate?
The angle of the muscle, that was with the kinesiology.
Absolutely. No,
well, that
it's
was the
origin,
class.
insertion, it's not my kinesiology, it was just how the body moved.
Well, mine was bad. I mean, I was in college. I was like, I don't get this at all. No one passed the class. I mean, it was crazy.
Well, the beauty of it was I passed.
That's
what counts.
It's all good.
Right.
I just you said numbers before, and then you
said
that.
No,
that
I shy away from that. No, I'm not bringing up any of that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
okay.
You're gonna make me feel like I ride the other bus.
No. I'll go check outside. I don't think there's any buses outside.
Okay, good.
I'll check if there's a helmet.
Extra Windex for me.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So now.
And what made me go to massage school in the first place was the martial art that I studied was very big into the esoteric, the meditation, the healing.
Oh.
And in order to get first degree black belt, you actually needed a basic massage course.
Huh.
So I just kind of took that to the extreme.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, and took that to the extreme and just said, you know what, if I'm going to do it anyway, may as well get a job from it, may as well make some money, And then after going through a really difficult time emotionally from me, I ended up putting myself through a serious physical transformation.
Okay.
And went cold turkey from alcohol, I don't mind talking about it, we could talk about the whole thing. But after I went through that and saw what I was able to take myself from and what I'd become, I said, you know what? How many people are going through the same thing that have absolutely no idea where to begin, and even if they do know how to begin, where to go from there?
Maybe not even realize where they are.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's a big one too, and that takes getting hit in the face with your own bullshit.
Yeah.
Long story short, it was one of the most volatile relationship I read in my life. The only time I ever got close to getting married.
Oh
And when that ended, it ended so badly that I had my routine in order to feel okay. And that routine is at 4:45, I would put 2 Miller High Lifes in the freezer. I know this by heart. 2 Miller High Lifes in the freezer, because they would be cold by 5 o'clock. And at 5 o'clock, it's okay to drink. I read the manual.
PM?
PM.
Okay. Well,
right?
See, I was thinking you were talking AM. So
no, that comes
you're
later.
even
that
better
comes,
now.
No, that comes later. That comes later.
It's always 5 o'clock somewhere.
Right. So remember, read the manual. You know, it's in there. At 5 o'clock, it's okay to start drinking. So after I would burn through those, I would open a bottle of the Carlo Rossi Burgundy. Now, those are I'm
old
talking
school.
to old school
Yeah,
Ginzo jugs, right?
Yep.
And basically drink that until I could pass out.
Yeah, I know that well.
And that was a nightly occurrence. Mm-hmm. And it started to get to the point where I would say, all I have to do is get to 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. I get it.
I just have to get to 5 o'clock and then everything will be okay.
Yeah.
But then it got to the point where now I had to figure out a way to feel okay until 5 o'clock.
Right.
Because I wasn't cutting it. Now I knew everything was going to be okay after 5 o'clock, but now how the hell do I get to 5 o'clock? And that's when I found out how beautiful the thing's Xanax. And God forbid I got a hold of some Percocet. That'd be a really fucking good day. And that went on for a while until I remember looking at myself in the mirror and saying, nobody on earth is worth making you feel this way. How weak of a person are you that you have to do this to yourself?
Yeah.
And that next day, I went cold turkey from everything and put myself on the most intense physical nutrition fitness plan that I could possibly imagine. And very shortly after that, I had the physique that I never thought that I was able to get. And through that all is how I decided, look, that was the bottom of the barrel. And there are way too many people that are stuck and have no idea how to take that step forward.
That's Real Talk right there.
Yeah.
You guys are listening to Real Talk with Karen Stacy live on MiamiMikeRadio.com. And we are talking to my guest, TW, who is, well, we'll call him T, right? Yeah. Who is telling us how, well, he's giving us a little bit of a background on, you know, my question, who are you? So we're starting with his own transformation, right?
Yeah.
Because I know that's part of your philosophy, and now everyone will understand why this is part of your philosophy. So now you changed you said that's it. Tomorrow starts a new day, a new me. And
none of this shit. Like, I'm not talking wean off to have 1 Miller High Life and a little bit of the wine, and then maybe next week maybe you just have the wine. And it was all or nothing. I'm very much that way. Mm-hmm. I've got to cut the cord.
When's your birthday?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, so
August 24th.
Oh, so you're a Virgo.
Yeah.
There you go. So you're anal. No, that's Virgo.
Yeah. I will be the first one to admit, with certain things, if it's not perfect, I'm an asshole. Mm-hmm. I'll admit that. Well, I was a touring musician for years, and they knew. I would just be looking at somebody during rehearsal, like, if you do this on stage, I will take the neck of the guitar.
All you got to do is tell somebody you're a Virgo, and they're going to know that. It's a given. It's a given. Yeah. I trust me. I know Virgos very well. So
yeah, that's kind of why I do what I do, and I just think it's so important to not only understand your client's pain, but I would never expect to tell anybody to do something that I never did.
Absolutely.
You know, and I feel so strongly about that, and we can get into a little bit about why the gym that I just put my cancellation in was such a toxic environment for me because of my philosophy and my way of doing things and my thought process. But one of my greatest mentors and fitness influencers, Chris Gethin, always says, knowledge without mileage is bullshit. And I take that to heart. Because how are you going to trust someone to guide you to this healthy physique and healthy inside and outside,
right,
looking the way you want to look, who is already borderline obese and in worse shape than you already are?
Amen. I believe that.
I feel strongly about that.
I do too. I mean, you got to look the part.
Right.
I mean, this is why all the movie stars and everybody, they got all the plastic surgery, they do all the things because people are looking at them and they are their idol,
right,
so they have to represent.
Right.
And that's what you have to do.
Right.
But, obviously that's fake.
Right.
As opposed
but in
to
real
being authentic.
Life, but
right,
also, same token, would you trust a surgeon to give your father open heart surgery when this guy has never sat in a surgery before? He just read it in the book.
Sure.
And he passed the exam.
Of course, yeah.
It's the same thing, and people just like to look at me and say, oh, well, he's an asshole.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, that's fine. How about you put down the Wendy's and maybe practice what you preached a little bit, and you look better than me quickly. But I guess that's a novel concept.
You know what? We all go through it. I get, oh, she's a bitch. So, anybody, there's always going to be that. And they always say, right, the way people respond to you is actually how they feel about themselves.
Yeah.
Right, the reflection. So, when somebody's saying that to you, it's because they're looking in the mirror at that point. So, you can't take it personally.
The only time somebody is going to hate you, sight unseen, you did nothing to them. But the only reason somebody is going to hate you just for being you is because they see something in you that they desperately wish they had.
Yep.
But they know that they don't have the balls to achieve it.
Right.
To put themselves through whatever change they need to make in order to achieve that. And the good thing is, I say it all the time, if you don't have any haters, you're doing something wrong.
Oh, absolutely. They always say, right, when they stop talking is when you need to worry.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. And, you always have to take it from where it comes from.
Yeah.
Because if, I put up a post a while back and, everybody went crazy. I said, it was something to the effect of, never listen to, what people say. If they're talking bad about if a guy's talking bad about a girl, it's because he couldn't go to bed with her. Yeah. And if the woman is talking bad about her, it's because she don't look like her. Something like that. Right. So, you always have to take it from where it comes from.
Right.
And all right, thank you very much. And
see, that's how I'm a little bit different in the in the relationship field, and because I actually take things seriously, and I still I won't talk bad about my ex-girlfriend. I mean, yeah, she friggin' tore my heart out like you wouldn't believe, but I still won't talk bad about her.
Well, it is what it is.
Right.
I mean, it's not.
Everybody has their reasons. Some people can't be honest about those reasons.
Oh.
And that's a different story altogether. Right. But still, it's there's no reason to. I mean, granted, you walk in, you catch somebody cheating with your best friend. Yeah, you have a little bit of reason to talk shit.
A little bit of
reason.
Little bit.
Right? But just from somebody who either isn't attracted to you or just isn't interested in you.
Right.
There's no reason to all of a sudden hate them and talk shit about them, because I must have missed the memo that you're supposed to be attracted to everybody who's attracted to you. I must have missed that.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere, right?
I don't know. That could be, you know what? You have to watch one of those Facebook things, and in 24 hours, you will manifest that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to know what's going to be manifested in 24 hours if I thought too deeply on it. I took myself off all of those. I had to give myself a break. I took myself off all of those Tinder, Bumble, whatever one you choose your poison.
Those are fun.
Oh my God, fun my ass, fun. It's pre-judgmental window shopping. That's what it is.
You know what I compare it to? One of the sites, I forget which one it was. In the message, like when you message people or whatever, there's like a thing on the top that like a bar on the top where you just keep seeing people's profiles, like I think it was in like the message thing, and you see, and I compared it to like the dessert cart when you go out,
and it keeps on going around
right?
Because you want to get something else.
Right. So it's like when you're saying, you know what, I'm going to have creme brulee. And then all of a sudden they bring this cart over and they're wheeling it through the whole thing. And you're like, oh, shit, that looks real. What is that chocolate thing over there? I think I want that.
However, what I realized a few weeks ago is that some of those desserts are fake.
Oh. Well, that's true, even in the cart. So
yeah.
So all right. Well, you know what? I mean, you just jumping right into it.
Yeah.
I
have no qualms. You
okay.
can talk about anything.
I have done a lot of shows about dating in this climate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I have no words. No words.
Oh, I got a few.
Okay,
yeah,
I have those words too,
yeah.
but we talk about it a lot on the show. I've had a couple of guests on. I had a guy that blocked me now because he put up a post where he was complaining about women, right?
Oh, Jesus.
And I said,
the fragile male ego. Guys, you got to cut that shit.
It was, you know what? It was a very interesting post. And when I read it, I was like, this is fucking perfect. Like, I got to have him on my show. So ironically, there was a woman that dated him. So when I saw this post that he put, I saw the comments underneath. So me being me, I spoke to her also.
Right.
So I told him he was going to be on the beginning of the show for 1 hour, and then I was going to have another guest on for the second hour. I was not in any way, shape, or form disrespectful to him or to her.
Right.
But I allowed them both to speak.
Right.
So he felt
that's
that
like,
I sabotaged
shit,
him.
That's like Nero playing the fiddle as Rome burned. My God.
It was a very interesting show. I'll have to like tag you.
Wow.
And it was like, but it was two very damaged people.
Right.
Now,
right.
They were both, I liked both of them, honestly. I thought, I understood his point. I understood her point. But from this point, you could hear all the hurt that was going on. So
right.
I say all the time, I had another guy, Jonathan Astley, and he does life coaching and relationship coaching. And, if you don't do the work, you are never going to be in a successful relationship, right? So if you're
things don't just happen.
No.
Yeah.
And they don't happen if you're not where you should be. I was talking to one of my best friends today, and we were talking, and he was asking me what was going on. I said, you know what? I'm kind of in a holding pattern right now. I said, something great is coming, but I got to be patient a little bit. I see it. I'm changing my energy. I'm changing what I'm doing, and it's all going to come.
Right.
But you can't expect something to change if you don't make it change.
Right.
So in my opinion, like what you said to me, what you said to all of us was, you went through this, horrible experience. You were in a bad place, a breakup or whatever. You were
self-destructive,
drowning, right? Self-destructive. Which, how many people out there right now hit the like button? Don't do self-destructive things. Okay, so let me explain what self-destructive is. You go out and you get drunk and you end up going home with somebody that you don't even know who the hell they are, right? And you wake up the next day, you feel like absolute shit because you have no idea what the hell happened, why this happened, and then you say to yourself, all right, fuck it, I made a mistake or whatever, and you make bad choices over and over again, right? And then it's everybody else's fault, right? It's not my fault. It can't be my fault. The guy was an asshole that I left with. He was the asshole. I'm great.
Right.
I'm an amazing person, So people don't understand that they have to take accountability for their own actions.
Right. People in general, men and women these days, have a very difficult time admitting when they're at fault. They have a very difficult time saying they're sorry when they realize that they're the ones at fault because everyone's always trying to put the blame on somebody else, and it takes a lot. It takes a strong person, male and female, to be able to say, damn, I'm really sorry. I did not realize I was doing that, and that was completely my fault. And a lot of people can't do that because, and men especially. I'm going to talk. Primarily about
the guy,
right? And I'm going to tell you, I am disappointed with my gender big time these days. For many reasons, but you got to cut that machismo bullshit, and you have to drop that ego, because that, my podcast, right? My podcast is called Bullied to Badass, and a lot of people misconstrue what it means to be a badass, because a badass is completely different than an asshole.
No, to me, a badass is fucking awesome.
Right. A badass is somebody who is confident, who can take care of their loved ones, who takes care of their family, who helps people that are in a worse position than they are.
Right.
That is a true badass. Most men these days take that as an asshole. Machismo, male domination, whatever happy horse shit they come up with, and they're I call it the monkey dance, because it's their primitive brain trying to, battle it out like you're two Cro-Magnons. I bet you could save me 20% or more on car insurance, right? It is stupid, asshole, right? So a lot of people can't curb that ego, and I think that a lot of guys think that I'm going to be seen as weak if I admit fault.
100%.
When really, so a good story. There's a book that I read, and I actually interviewed the author on my podcast. It's called Facing Violence, and loved it because I wanted to teach it to my martial arts students.
Okay.
And the basic premise is, so many people, 99.9% of people that have taken a martial arts class know absolutely nothing about what a real violent encounter is going to be.
Sure.
If you have an instructor that is teaching you how to dislocate somebody's trachea but not find a good lawyer, he's doing you a huge disservice. And he told the story about how this guy had a beautiful girlfriend, and at the beach, one of these juiced up assholes tried to start a fight with him. He squashed the situation, but for weeks felt like his girlfriend thought that he was a weakling. Right. When in reality, when he finally opened up and talked to her about it, she said that was the sexiest thing she has ever seen anybody do. Talk their way out of a stupid monkey dance.
Yep.
Right? And it goes, at least in my opinion, it is, especially it's getting worse with all of this social media, because we are too worried about what everybody else is going to think of us.
Right.
And now, at least, when you want to talk about bullying, back in the day, I think why it's so bad now is because back in the day, you knew who the idiot was at school that you were going to have to deal with.
Right.
Right? Now, you got to worry about his 5,000 friends on Facebook making fun of your son, your daughter.
Yeah.
And that is why it is becoming such a huge problem, and people are getting suicidal and everything because and people are relentless. Yeah. People, we call them MMA keyboardists. They can hide behind that keyboard.
Yep.
And do the most hurtful, slanderous shit without any consequence. And it really is just being exacerbated because now all of us, what is this person going to think of me? What is this person going to think of me? And that also plays a lot in why somebody won't change their life and won't do a good transformation because what is this person going to think? Is my, in a woman's perspective, is my husband going to not support me because he doesn't want me to look better, because he's insecure? And you know what?
Which
and if he's out of shape, he's probably thinking that too. I'm mince no words about it.
Yeah.
The male species really has not evolved very much.
I didn't say it.
Don't come to me. I'll say it.
I didn't say it.
Come to me and I'll say it for you.
You're allowed to say it though because you have a penis, so you're allowed to say it. If I say it, I'm wrong.
No, it's 100% true. And the only people who will not agree with me are those people who cannot curb the ego.
Right. The ego is a tremendous thing, and if you study, healing, you're a healer, and meditation and all of that.
And it's empathy. It comes down to understanding what empathy is.
Empathy. Hello. I don't. Could we define that?
You know what? I would, but I think it would be a waste of a few minutes. I think it would just go over a lot of feeble brains. You know what? Not for nothing. Right? We shouldn't have to explain anything because all of you have one of these 24 hours a day. I guarantee you sleep with it next to your head. You have a mini computer in your hand and you still have the audacity to ask someone the most ridiculous question right? Ask Siri. What's her name? Siri. I have a Samsung. I don't have an iPhone. But what was it? Siri?
Siri.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Right? Ask that woman. Put her to work. Put her to work. She comes with your phone.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
So, I just, but, so backtracking a little bit, I just think that it makes it, this whole platform, this whole social media platform, number one, you're worried about what other people are going to think of you, but number two, nobody posts their failures. Nobody posts. 99.9% of people can't post a picture without a ridiculous friggin' filter.
Yeah, very true.
Because they are insecure of what that regular unfiltered picture looks like.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't know about you, but if I see somebody on a dating profile and they got one of those friggin' Snapchat filters with with the ears and shit, if we go on a date, you're wearing those damn Mickey ears or some shit. Like you're getting some Mickey ears from Orlando or something, but you're gonna look like your damn picture that I swiped.
Yeah,
on.
see, you don't drink, so normally it's if you don't look like your picture, you're gonna feed me drinks until you do.
But
right?
then you can end up in that situation that you were talking about before, when you wake up next to some dude who is could stop a clock. He's so ugly.
Oy.
So.
Yeah. Well, you are listening to Real Talk with Karen Stacy live on MiamiMikeRadio.com, and you are listening to my guest T, who is master of a lot. Right? You wear a lot of different hats.
Yeah. Luckily for me, everything that I studied ended up working together. Because in fitness coaching, and where my coaching program is a little more unique than a lot of other people's, is it's not one-dimensional, because we're not one-dimensional beings. A lot of people don't realize that we have body, mind, and spirit. And if one of those things is out of whack, you're not going to be able to experience your most fulfilled life. It's kind of like to make an analogy, you just spent $250,000 on a new Lamborghini, but it has a bum engine.
Right. Exactly.
So you're going to really be enjoying your Lamborghini on the side of 95 when it's broke down, but it looks wonderful.
Right.
Right? So it's the same thing. If something needs to change up here, you're not going to change anything down here.
So it would. What I was going to ask you about was what your philosophy is. So
Mm-hmm.
that's, you just pretty much said it, right? Yeah. It's mind, body, and soul, right?
Right, and that's why I turn down more people than I take on.
Okay.
As clients. Number one, because I'm not going to allow you to waste your money when you are not there.
Okay, so wait, hold on one second.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say turn down clients, so first of all, explain with you doing this mind, body, soul, what is it that you're doing for your clients?
I'm basically giving them a blueprint and holding their hand so that they are so well-rounded and well-versed in fitness, nutrition, meditation, and mindset mastery, being able to understand things inside them that are wrong, if there are blockages, if there are, even
like the
on
chakras
and on the esoteric side, so that even after we stop working together,
you can
you're
carry
golden.
that, right?
I want simple and I want sustainable, because what's the point of making an amazing transformation in 3 months, and then 3 months later you gained all the weight back and you're miserable and you're right.
So typical. I mean, there is, and I have to tell you this, I mean, that is so typical. You see people, I had a girlfriend of mine that would say to me, she did, a couple of different diet plans or whatever, and she would say to me, well, I don't know, what should I eat?
And that's the problem right there.
Exactly.
That's why I never put you on a diet. I just tell you what isn't shit to put in your body.
Right, and that's basically what, I don't know anything like you know.
Right.
I try to be as clean as possible. I did educate myself a lot from, my son wasn't well at one point, and healed him from the inside out. So I researched a lot of stuff, but by no means am I anywhere where you are.
No, but you know what though? You more than likely know more than the average personal trainer that has just read a book for X amount of months. And
I hope so.
You know,
but
I really do believe that.
it's a lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
it's all about, like, you know, look, I joked around all the time. At one point, you know, I was going through a bad time. I was at the gym twice a day. You know, I go, I should look like a swimsuit model, you know, like, and I'd make a joke out of it because I know that I probably wasn't doing everything I should have been doing
Right.
because if I was, I maybe would have looked that way. But I'm also, I know who I am, I know what I'm, you know, and all of that. But
Right.
I think that a lot of times when somebody she says to me, well, what should I eat? And I'm looking at her and I'm like,
It
I
shouldn't be
can't
that
just
difficult.
tell you what to eat. Like, it's what you shouldn't eat,
Yeah.
you know? Like,
Yeah.
and then this same friend of mine, she comes in, she had a bad day, and she opened up a bag of, like, chocolate or candy or something, and she was downing them.
Yeah.
And she's like, you want some? And I was like, ugh, like, I don't eat that crap. And I'm looking at her, I go, wait a second. Now, you know, I'll grab a drink. I'm not eating candy.
Right.
Like,
Right.
what is that? You
Yeah.
know, like, if you're going to be stressed, drink. You
Right,
know,
right.
don't eat candy. What is that going to do? But it's, again, people's, like me, when I'm nervous or I'm upset or I'm anxious, I can't swallow.
Right.
So I don't eat.
Mhm.
But most people, they
Binge.
eat, right? Because it soothes
Yep. It's
them.
hence the term comfort food.
I see, and I feel sick after I eat that kind
Yeah.
of food.
Well, and the cool thing is, once you kind of rewire your system,
Yeah.
if you go back and
Yeah.
have some of those cheat meals, you're gonna feel like
Yeah, you feel like
absolute
crap.
shit. Yeah.
You feel like crap.
Yeah.
It's very true. I mean, no comparison whatsoever. But the other day, I don't drink beer or anything like that. So a friend of mine he does these craft beers. So I like experiment. All right, I'll try it. I like to try new things. I'll try it.
You gotta live.
Right,
You still
so
gotta live.
He had different kinds or whatever, and I'm like, all right, that's too beery.
Right,
That's
right.
a little whatever. I don't like sweet. I'm a pain in the ass. I don't like it. So I actually drank the beer with him that day. I don't remember what day it was, but the next day, when I tell you, I felt like shit.
Yeah.
I was like, ugh. And I go, if I get a belly, you know, and I did it one day.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah, yeah.
if I get a beer belly from this, I am haunting your ass. I'm just telling you that now. And the next day, I felt bloated. I felt heavy. I felt gross. And I was
Yeah.
like, ugh,
Yeah.
I can't, ugh, you know? And
Yeah.
I don't think people realize it, right? Because
They don't because they're used to it.
but you're not. Do you not realize that you don't feel good? Like
Well, you know, it's not that they don't feel good, it's the way they always feel. So they're used to feeling that way.
Yeah, okay.
So you're not going to understand what it really feels like to feel good and healthy because you haven't felt that in quite some time. So you feel normal.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why a lot of people go through a bit of a struggle those first few days because
Sure.
their body is shocked
Sure.
that, oh my God, we don't have to process crap.
Right. So now, does the body go through I know the body goes through a withdrawal at that point, right?
Not if you do it correctly.
Okay.
Because I pride myself into not making any of my clients feel deprived.
That's huge.
Yeah. Now, granted, I'm not going to add Krispy Kreme on the grocery list for you. You know, that's not what I mean at all.
Right.
But systematically, I'll never tell them to fast. I'll never tell them to do intermittent fasting. Nothing that is going to be so extreme that
You're going to lose them.
you're going to. Well, no, you're going to freak them out.
Well, that's what I say. You're going to lose them
Yeah.
because again, not to compare, I removed dairy from my son's diet.
Mhm.
So of course, my Italian in-laws, he can't have ice cream. No, it's
Right.
dairy. He can't have ice cream. So it's like, oh, you're gonna. He wants ice cream, Karen. How could you not give him ice cream? I go, Ma, I got the coconut milk.
Halo Top has
Well,
dairy
now
free.
they do,
Yeah,
but when
yeah.
he was doing it, they didn't. So,
Yeah.
I would buy him, and the stupid gummy things, because they have dye in them. I took the dye out of his diet. So I got him organic ones that are, of
Like
course,
natural.
it's still sugar, don't get me wrong, but it's not die and it's not, crap. So
Right.
there's an alternative is
Right.
what I'm trying
Right.
to say. So you can't have a Krispy Kreme, but I'm sure you have a delicious dessert somebody can
Of
make.
course. However, again, it's the fear of change.
Yeah, I guess
Because there are plenty of things. I actually, one of my previous clients who did amazing on my program, he did a testimonial video for me, and the one thing he said was, the food, the recipes that this guy knows is amazing. And I was like, wow, thank you.
So I'll admit, I had to check you out a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think I subscribed to something of yours, and you have had all these recipes there, and my mouth was watering,
Yeah.
like when I was, reading them, and I was like, wow, that sounds really good, and it was pretty simple.
Yeah.
And so that's the point, is that people need to understand that you don't have to give up, is
Right.
what I'm saying. So, like,
Right.
in other words, you're not telling somebody if you're like, so if somebody
I'm
is
not
a
telling
sweet
you to
tooth-
become a friggin' rabbit.
right, but if
And you gotta
so,
just eat arugula and
so
shit.
do you cater? Well, they tease me because that's all I eat. But do you cater it? So you said it's to each individual.
Yes.
So in other words, like if somebody has a sweet tooth, for
Mhm.
instance, do you cater their? So you make a plan for them, like
I do, but there are certain things that we have to do to get you going on the right track.
right? Okay.
But I got to tell you, I look forward to breakfast every morning because I make pancakes
I
out
saw
of
those
casein, and
pancakes.
they're friggin' incredible.
Yeah, I have to learn how to do that. 'cause
A
my
little
son
sugar-free
likes that.
syrup, and you are not deprived of anything.
Wait a second. Let's talk a minute here. What do you mean sugar-free syrup? What kind of sugar-free syrup are you using?
With stevia.
Chemicals. See?
No, stevia is a plant.
Yeah, but
Stevia is a plant.
I mean, it's better than the other stuff. But see, that's
Yeah.
when I start to go off a little bit, because I tried
No, because
to.
what's happening then is then you take people way over to the deep end.
Yeah. That's
So
true.
you can't do that, because
I know.
all of that in moderation
Yeah.
is just fine, and it's not going to screw up your digestive system. It's not going to screw up your physique, and it's making somebody feel human.
Yeah.
Instead of telling them to eat a bowl of oatmeal with absolutely nothing on it.
That you could
You
spackle
know,
the walls with.
you feel like you're in a Charles
You could
Dickens
spackle
novel.
the
Yeah,
walls
yeah.
with it. Yeah, it's like,
And
well,
it's like, it's
I
not
think
even,
there's a hole in the wall. Let's just put this in there because it's that
like,
thick.
what was that? David Copperfield, or with the friggin' porridge, right? You feel like a friggin' Charles Dickens novel,
Yeah.
and you have to be able to use that 80-20 rule too. In terms of, there are things that aren't health food, so to speak,
Right.
like natural peanut butter or sugar-free syrup or agave, but if it's going to make you feel human and it's not
Right.
going to throw a monkey wrench into your diet
Right.
plan, you gotta let them do it.
Right. No, I
You
can
know,
see
you
that.
have
But
to.
I also, like, for instance, and it probably, with the science of it all, it doesn't work, but I know even maple syrup, like real authentic maple syrup, is actually supposed to be, like, therapeutically good for you.
However, it's still sugar, and it's still going to
Yeah.
spike your insulin.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with the blood sugar levels.
Yeah.
And like I said, the niche that I work with primarily, even though I will help anybody that needs me, but the niche that I work with are people who are starting over 300 pounds, and they seriously need fat loss, because
Okay.
either the doctor said, you are pre-diabetic,
Right.
you are one Johnny Rockets away from a heart attack,
Right.
and these are the people that I'm more passionate about helping.
Because you're saving their life.
Right, and
actually.
that's why like I said, I turn down more people than I take on.
Okay.
Because I need to know why.
Okay.
I need to know why you need this, or
Right.
you want this. What's your motive? And the example is you have type A and you have type B, right? You have type A. Oh, well, T, I saw what you did to your body, and I think that if you could show me how to get abs by the summer, I'll be able to pick up whatever woman I want, and I'm
Right.
just going to be able to screw everything that walks through it.
Right.
Yeah. Now, you know what?
Right.
Go get yourself an ebook from one of those guys from the Jersey Shore, and you're going to be better off. We're not together on this, right? Option B. Well, T, I just got back from the doctor, and he said my levels are so out of whack that I am a walking heart attack. I've seen what you do with people. Please help me. Yes.
Right, and
yes,
and
I
that's
will do absolutely
refreshing
everything I
to
can
know,
for
though, that so like let's say somebody is watching right now and they're listening and they are there. They're
Right.
300 pounds. They're unhappy. You know, they don't feel good. They now have health issues. How do you go about making a change like that?
It has to start with you really wanting it.
So I think that it's a hard that's really wanting it and really wanting it are two different things, right? Like,
well, there's two different people. There's somebody who gets scared out of their mind from what the doctor tells you, and you want to do something about it now. And then you get the second type of person who ignores it, pretends it doesn't exist, and defies absolutely everything the doctor just told you.
Right.
So you need to be on the correct side of that, because if your motive isn't pure, you are never going to reach the outcome that you need, or that you even desire.
Right, but my point is that what I'm saying is that when I say there are two different kinds of wants, so like my doctor told me I have to do this. I know it's going to be
not a want.
hard. Right, I know it's going to be hard work. I don't really want to, but I know I have to.
Right, and that's not. Your motive isn't pure.
Okay, but let's say that there's somebody there listening right now that is saying, I know I have to do this. I really don't want to. So can we encourage them to say it's really like it's not, they're not going to, like you said, they're not going to have to eat like a rabbit. Right. They're not going to be in the gym for 16 hours a day, right? Yep. I mean, are they, like, should they be intimidated by this, or should they embrace it?
No, you know why? Because if someone intimidates you, it's not the right coach for you.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, even just the lifestyle change in general, like, is it impossible to do? Is what, you know?
It is so much easier than anybody wants to believe.
See?
And again, it's on that other side of fear.
Uh-huh.
Because you are afraid of change.
Right.
And once you can jump off that cliff and allow yourself to grow wings on the way down, you are going to experience a life that you never thought possible. And don't get me wrong. If you have a dream of one day having abs, God bless you. But that shouldn't be your focus. Your focus should be being around 10, 20 more years for your family.
Right.
Right? You're gonna look better. Trust me. If you do things, if you've been doing nothing, and you start doing something, you're gonna look better by default.
Right.
But that should not be your main focus. Guys, please, take it from me, someone who kills myself to maintain a certain physique. Looks only get you so far. I swear to God, if I had $1 for every woman that didn't find me attractive, they'd eventually all find me attractive. Give it a minute. Right? So, looks only get you so far. And then it also gets to the point of going overboard, where now my looks are a deterrent, which is why I can't do online dating. Right? Because, and I don't blame anybody. This isn't me saying, oh, this is superficial bitches. No, I'm not blaming anybody. But we live in a very visual society where you're going to look at somebody's picture and automatically get a list in your mind of how this person is. They might not be anything like that. However, I know that when somebody gets an idea in their head, you can't change their mind. Especially if they don't give you the opportunity to change your mind. All of a sudden, I just get, I can only imagine what women say when they see me on Bumble, Tinder, or whatever. In their head, there's, oh, okay, so this guy's a douchebag. He probably takes longer to get ready than I do. He probably has STDs that scare the shit out of penicillin. Okay, to hell with him. Right? Now,
that's funny.
Now, not if you're on the receiving end of that.
You know what? But I'm a girl. I'm a woman, and I would definitely not think that though.
I don't know. A lot of my female friends have confirmed that though.
Really?
So, yeah,
See, I'm not your average bear.
Yeah.
So.
No, and I'm not the average guy either, but unfortunately, we as a society are just visual.
Well, think about women. We're in a worse situation. Men are the most visual beings there are.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
and most men don't take a look in the mirror before placing such high demands on the women that what they're asking.
That's funny.
Like I said, come to me. I'll tell you. I am in no way, shape, or form an advocate of this machismo bullshit where they can be fat slobs but they want an Instagram model. What do you bring to the table?
I've done shows about that too, and I have said if a big stomach is really not attractive.
Right.
Now I don't.
And there are chubby chasers. There's people out there for everybody. Don't get me wrong.
It's
there
all
absolutely
good.
Are.
I just was speaking from my
for
own.
You, exactly.
Preferences, and there are a lot of women that would agree.
Mm-hmm.
That if and first of all, when you have a belly like that. Okay, number one, and I've said this before, it's unhealthy. That's the first thing, right? Belly fat is
that's the my whole transformation program.
Number one, it's unhealthy.
Right.
But number two, like when you look at somebody, and I mean, I've been pregnant, so I know. I mean, it's not, and people would, oh, that's so sexy. No, it's gross. Like, not that it's gross, but I'm like, oh my god, no, like that's not, and so I don't understand how somebody can be comfortable.
Right.
And you can't let, and like you said, you can't let yourself go. So it's on both ends, right? So you can't have this a guy that has a belly, because guys, that's what normally happens, right? They get a belly, right?
Women, well, everybody both sexes kind of start holding fat in different areas,
right?
And primarily the same areas, as they get older.
Some women are fortunate; they may get it in their ass and in their hips, and then guys got no problem with that. So we can get away with it a little bit better, depending on your body type, than maybe a guy. Because when a guy gains weight, it's in their stomach; they look like they're 6 months pregnant, and it's not attractive. I mean,
the permanent neck brace that comes
out
my head too.
I forgot about that. Yeah, exactly. Well, a friend of mine said, when I can't see my pishkadil, I know that my stomach is too big.
I mean, blow on your thumb real hard, see if anything
comes out. And I just can't even imagine that, but, But this is definitely, it's an instant, it's instant gratification.
Yeah.
Right. So,
but I really do think we are putting such pressure
Agreed.
on the opposite sex, whether you're male or female, these days, to feel adequate. And it goes both ways. Now, I can only tell you profiles that I come across, which are female profiles. I hate to break any hearts, but I don't make it a point to look at male dating profiles. So I can only tell you about what I see. And, women nowadays, and I'm not generalizing, I'm just saying things that I have come across.
In your experience.
In my experience, men and women are just as bad with demanding unrealistic things because the grass seems to be always greener. And, women will say in public or to their friends, I just want a man that pays attention to me. When in reality, you see their Tinder profile and it's, I only want a man that just pays attention to me. As long as they have
a list.
They have a 7-figure salary, over 6'2", a penis the size of a thermos, perfect credit score, right? The list goes on, right? And then again, you have some guy. I'm guessing men probably are even worse than women. So, ladies, I give you all credit because I know that my gender has to be worse in this department. But you probably have guys with a laundry list, and they probably don't have a full set of teeth between the whole family. Their family tree only has a trunk, and they're asking all these demands out of these women. So.
Well, the funny thing that I notice, because when you, as you start to read things, people tell you, if they actually write a blurb, they tell you, if you're smart enough, they tell you everything you need to know.
If you read between the lines,
you're smart enough, you know everything you need to know. So when it's, and like these people, that even the post on Facebook, and everybody bashes, all you hear, where are all the good women? So many men, where are all the good women? What do you mean, where are all the good women? Are you kidding me right now? So, and then the women get pissed off, right? I posted something the other day and everybody was in like upheaval because, it's everybody wants to point the finger in the other direction.
Nobody wants to take responsibility.
Right. So, I mean, like, you know what? There are good women and there are good men.
Yeah.
It's just finding but sadly, the good people are harder to find one another because it's just a
You're
clusterfuck.
in a sea of crap. Yeah, exactly.
It's a cesspool.
Yeah.
It's a cesspool. So, and then you get a little bit when you are a good person. Well, even when you're not a good person, everybody is like, damaged from the whole experience, right? Not damaged. That's probably not the right word.
But that's a very good point to bring up. And what I feel so strongly about, and so many people have a problem with this, I understand that we all have had bad experiences.
Sure.
It's life.
Sure.
Right? However, it is incredibly unfair to prejudge someone that may remind you of somebody you had a bad experience with.
Or you're carrying it. So it
you're already absolutely.
It. That's the issue.
But a lot of people have their prejudgments in their head just because he looks just like right? Or she. Oh, you know what? She's going to be a cheating whore too, just like my ex. So and that is so unfair to place judgments on the next person because every single person is unique. Now, I'm not saying that person might not turn out to be a friggin' scumbag because there are more scumbags than good people, unfortunately. My grandfather, may he rest in peace, he always told me there are more horses' asses in this world than there are horses. And that stuck with me forever. And it proves that theory every single day. But it is so unfair to pigeonhole someone with your preconceived judgments when you know nothing about them. Everybody is unique. Every single person is a unique individual, and you have to approach every single individual with a clean slate.
So my response to that and the way I feel about that is, in my opinion, you cannot compare anyone to anyone. And so many people say to me, oh, but you make a comparison. No, I don't. Because there is no comparison to my late husband. Mm-hmm. So I don't compare anybody because he was himself.
Unique, exactly.
So I don't compare myself. There are people out there that do talk shows. There are people out there that host events. There are people out there that do what I do. Yep. I don't compare myself to them. I'm me. And you can't be me.
Well, and that's the thing. People that compare are insecure.
Right. That's my whole... Exactly. Right. So then it goes right back to where you read those profiles and the insecurity is like screaming at you because if you have to post things, and this is on social media as well, if you have to post things bashing and pointing fingers at other people, women, how come women complain about this and that, maybe if they would stay home and take care of their family and they weren't out there whoring around or and they make these things, so now you're holier than thou, right? Because who the fuck are you that you're going to write this down? Who made you like judge and juror? Yep. So now...
And executioner.
Right, and executioner. Right. So now, who are you? So you read these things and all I see is that reflection, right? Yeah. Because when I see that, that tells me that person is the one that has the issue.
Yeah.
So you have to always look at the common denominator. Oh my God, I meet all these people. How come I meet all these women and they're all crazy? Let's think about that for a minute.
Well,
law of attraction.
Exactly. And that's exactly what I was just going to say. Talking about the law of attraction, and I've done videos on this just because, when I wake up in the morning, I try to wake up and be grateful that I'm alive again. Right? And I tell a lot of people, and I'm actually going to give, while we're talking about it, I want to give you guys and gals an exercise to do. If any of you are struggling with any kind of depression, if you are sad about something, if you're just in a place right now where you think something is lacking, I want you to try this tomorrow morning and for the next 5 days. I want you to wake up, physically take a pen or pencil, and I want you to write down 5 things that you are already grateful for having in your life. And that's it.
Can they be the same thing every day, or they have to be different?
No, absolutely. But you have to just genuinely be thankful that you already have, not something that you wish you had.
Right.
But I want you to just think about and write down 5 things that you are grateful for already having in your life. And I just want to see how you feel over the next few days. There's a connection between the thumb and the brain, which is why I tell people to actually write it down as opposed to making a memo on your phone or speaking something. There actually is a connection. We're not going to get into any scientific mumbo jumbo but just please trust me. It's something that is incredibly refreshing, and I think you're going to be surprised at some of the results.
All right, so you guys have the challenge. When you wake up in the morning for the next 5 days, you want to wake up, pen and paper, and you want to write down 5 things that you're grateful for.
Right. Already having in your life. Nothing that you wish you have, that you want to have, that your life is missing.
You can't be grateful for something you don't have, can you?
Right.
Right?
But a lot of people wake up and they make a wish list.
Oh, no, that's not the same
right,
thing.
And that's
not
what we're
being
talking
grateful.
about. Right.
It's about what you have.
Right. So, and the reason I brought that up just as a side note, because I always try to wake up and be thankful to be alive and being able to live another day. And I'll have breakfast, I'll make coffee before I go to the gym while I read my emails and answer clients and all that kind of good stuff. And, 9 times out of 10, I am already cranked up by the amount of negativity that I have seen just in the first few posts of the timeline. And even if you don't believe in the law of attraction, if all you're doing is spouting negative shit, what do you expect to happen? Like we're talking about how men say, oh, women are whores,
right.
There's no good, right? And then you have the women say, oh, guys are scumbags,
right.
They're just cheating bastards,
right?
And do you think somewhere in your mind that the love of your life is going to read that and say, I was so wrong about you. You were the one that I want to be with. I better contact you now.
Absolutely.
Right? It's not rocket science. If you put out there negative bullshit, you're going to deter people. And there are some people, unfortunately, that I unfriend because every single day, all they do is just, and misery loves company.
Yep.
And God forbid you extend an olive branch, then there's hell to pay.
Who are you? You think you're better than me,
so,
and
it's
absolutely.
best, and just I've also learned on any kind of internet shenanigans, especially having a business that's online based. Don't respond. Just delete and block. Mm-hmm. You don't need that negativity to mess with your happiness.
Yeah.
Because I realize that the days that I'm excited about something and I'm vibing high, great stuff starts to happen around you.
Yep.
Right?
It's contagious.
And if somebody, tore apart one of my videos because they're insecure and, whatever have you, and I let that bother me, instead of delete and block,
right. Yeah.
Good riddance. Right?
Yeah.
That's going to fester and it's going to snowball. Just like those people who, no, you're not having a bad day. You stubbed your toe and you got out of bed and you milked that shit for the entire day.
Yep.
That's why you were having a bad day.
Absolutely. Well, you are listening to Real Talk with Karen Stacy live on MiamiMikeRadio.com, and we are talking to T, who is Mr. Transformation from start to finish. What is the quote that you use?
Transform your body, transform your mind, transform your life.
There you go. So, everything that we're talking about today is, all components of
a healthy mind. Yeah, a healthy life.
A healthier life. And a lot of people discount that. And, I think another thing that I think a lot of people do is they don't want to deal. Like you said, there was 2 things, right? There's either the person that says, I have to do something because I'm going to die tomorrow, or there's the person that says, the doctor doesn't know what he's talking about.
Right.
Fuck it, I'm not changing.
Or if I do only have 2 years, they're going to be the best goddamn years that I've ever had.
Then I'm going to go get McDonald's and kill myself. Right. So, that's the whole thing. Is it's a mindset, and everybody has a story.
Right.
Nobody you talk to at this age. How old are you, by the way?
39.
You're young.
I don't
You're
feel
a
it. Not in the gym. I don't feel it.
Oh my God, you're a baby.
I feel like a dinosaur when I'm at the gym
would
nowadays.
you please shut up?
Yeah.
I want some angry buttons right now. So you stop complaining. You're young.
Hey, I'm taking it out on me. That's all. Like I'm allowed to. Come on, self-deprecating humor is okay, right?
Yeah, right. I'll do it so nobody else does. But no, I mean, at this point, right, we all have, I don't want to use the word baggage because I think, although true, I think people, like the people we were just discussing, that's baggage.
Yeah, it's baggage, it's insecurity, and it's, at the core, unhappy.
Right. Absolutely. And again, it's everyone else's fault.
Right.
So, it's funny that you were just saying that about, like, oh, you stubbed your toe. You didn't have a bad day. So I think it was last Tuesday, my son started school. So it was the first day of the rest of my life, right? So I had 700 things to do that day, right? And so it was like everything I went to do, it was like something was pulling me backwards. And I'm like, I go, all right, I just got to change my energy because I just have to focus. And
sometimes that's what you have to do. You have to bring yourself back because sometimes we can spiral all out into left field. Yep. And you don't even realize it until you're so far gone.
Oh, believe me, I know. Because when I was like screaming in the car because I was like, okay, you need to calm down. It's really not that bad. I'm like, all right, just breathe and, bring yourself back. But you have to allow yourself that as well, right? So even if you're doing a program, if you're doing something. So sometimes you have a bad day, right? Yeah. Sometimes you ate more than you should have. You were just starving that day. You couldn't help it. You ate more than you did.
Right. You fucked up. Don't do it tomorrow.
Right. So that's the thing is that people, oh, fuck it. I screwed up. I'll do the rest of the week. You're like, oh, I missed the gym on Monday, so I won't go back again until next Monday because I have to start on a Monday.
Right. But all that is their brains justifying their complacency and justifying the laziness.
It's called excuses.
It's absolutely. And, way too many people think in all or nothing principles.
Didn't you say you were an all or nothing type of person before?
No, that's not what I mean.
I'll need to
all or nothing in terms of you either, to me, I'm never, a maybe to me is a no. Right.
Agreed.
In my mind, if it's, guys and gals, if it's not a fuck yes, don't do it.
Yeah.
It's a waste of your time.
That's very true.
So what I mean is that if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it.
Right.
But when I mean too many people thinking all or nothing principles, is in terms of, okay, I cheated and I drank a margarita.
Right.
I guess I failed. It's like, no, dude, you didn't. Tell you what, don't have anything else for the rest of the day because you maxed out your calories. Tomorrow, have a glass of water, get your workout in, boom, you're back on track. Right? But too many people thinking that all or nothing principle, and it's the same way that people want results yesterday.
Oh, of course.
Right. So it's the same thing. It's the same kind of trigger in their mind, and people have to really take a step back and understand that you don't have to see the end of the road. All you have to do is see that next step.
Right.
You need to be able to take that leap of faith and know that next step is going to be there.
Right.
And the God's honest truth, that next step still might not be the correct step. You might have to take a different step.
Right.
Right? And maybe that one, I don't know if that's correct. You know what? I got to keep moving forward. Let's try that different step.
Right.
The only way that you are going to fail at absolutely anything is if you quit.
Yeah.
Right? But if you keep on going, if you keep on trying, if you try to become that better person tomorrow than you were today, you are doing your job and you are transforming. Like I said, on the internet, you can't compare yourself. When I started really loving myself is when I stopped comparing myself to a damn soul.
That's what I said.
And too many people compare their progress and they gauge their success
off of someone
else. Off of somebody else. And I got to tell you, these millionaires in a year, they're full of shit. Okay? They have gone through so many trials and tribulations and so much heartache. But they didn't post that.
No.
So all you see is them living out of their car, and now all of a sudden they're Wolf of Wall Street.
Right.
You didn't see what it took to get there because people
Right.
don't post their failures often. So you can't gauge your success because it's not happening as fast as this guy's appeared to be.
Yeah, but you can't gauge anything off of another human being. You could,
Yeah.
I could do your program.
Right.
Okay? Me and my girlfriend could do your program. I can guarantee you that I will definitely see lesser results than she will because it's how my body works. Now, it might take me, you might look at me and go, no, you're wrong, I could do that. But knowing myself and I can do the exact same thing with somebody else and I will get a different result because I'm me and they're them.
You're going to always get a different result, but that doesn't mean you're going to get a worse result.
Okay.
That's the one
But,
thing.
like,
But
let's
you're
say-
correct because everybody's unique. Everybody's
Right.
different. And the reason why I don't have a cookie cutter program and the reason why I only do one-on-one training is because what works for you might not work for somebody else.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
So,
Right.
but the difference is we would figure that out and you wouldn't be on the exact program that she would be on.
Right.
So that's the one of the perks of working with me because I'm not going to give you a cookie cutter. First of all, I'm never going to be a scumbag and have somebody pay a premium to get what everybody else gets.
Right.
That's a scumbag move,
Right.
and I don't do that. Just like I turn people down, even though, yeah, I would love the money,
Right.
but it's bad karma.
Right.
To take somebody's money, especially when you aren't exactly cheap for your services, and know in your heart that they're not going to succeed, but they're willing to give you this money.
Right.
That's a friggin' scumbag move, and karma is going to bite you in the ass.
But again, it just goes back to the comparison thing. So
Mm-hmm.
like you can't compare your world to someone else's world, and
Right.
you certainly can't do it over social media. And
Right.
I've done a show about this before. How many times if you know people personally, right, and you see like they post a thing of
And
a
you're
wife,
like, they're full of shit.
a wife
Yeah.
posts a thing of like flowers that she got, right, and
Yeah.
you know that like they just had a fight like a day ago, and he was out and didn't come home that night,
Right.
and so she posts what beautiful flowers she has.
Oh, he does this all the time.
And
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
so
yeah.
now I'm
Yeah.
looking at it and I'm going, are you fucking kidding me?
Right.
He was out all night. You were sick to your stomach. You were calling this one, that one,
Yep.
or whatever. You don't know what he did, but you're
Yeah.
gonna post that you got flowers because
Right.
you have the best husband in the world.
Right.
That's perpetrating the fraud.
Of
I
course.
always talk about
Of
that.
course.
Don't
It's
perpetrate the fraud.
It's being deceitful.
Yeah, I can't be that. Like, I hate that. I would rather say, see, I am the person that would put my failures up there. I have
Right.
posted stuff, and I've said,
Oh, I have too. I
tell
do it all the
people
time.
all the time. I'm like, you know what? This was a rough week for me.
Mhm.
I wasn't going to do the show because I feel blah, blah, whatever it was, and I'll put it out there because you know what? Through those moments, the people that are watching, you know what? More than likely, if you are honest and you share what really authentically and organically is going on with you, there are more people that will resonate to that.
Right.
I had people message me that I didn't even know.
Yep.
And would say to me, Karen, I just admire your strength, I admire your honesty, or blah, blah, blah. And when I think I can't go, do it, I look at you, I see you're doing it, I know I can do it.
Yep.
So, sometimes people don't want to hear it. Everybody wants fluff, right? Everybody wants everything is great, everything is this, and they don't want to hear that, you know what? Today sucked.
Yeah.
Today sucked. My heart hurt.
But authenticity is going to win at the end of the day.
I believe so,
Yep.
but that's why you're listening to Real Talk with Karen Stacy live on MiamiMikeRadio.com, because this is me. I always keep it real. It is Real Talk. I don't believe in all of that nonsense, and
Yep.
that's the reason why I pull away from a lot, because I will not do that. And I don't fluff people. Everybody's got to jerk each other off. I
Right.
can't do it. If I'm all for being behind somebody.
Well, that's every kid gets a trophy mentality.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I mean, that's the thing is that, look, you don't have to be harsh about it, but you know what? if you grow up thinking that it's always great to think you're good and you think you're the best, but you're not the best, and life is going to kick you in your ass if you think that, because it's like the expectations are impossible.
Yep.
They're impossible.
Yep. And you need to learn. You need to learn young, or else it's going to be a harsh reality check. My buddy Matt Kazam is a great comedian. He has a running show in Vegas, and he's actually a humor coach now. He's a great guy. And he was on my podcast, and we were talking about how, kids these days aren't prepared like we were to deal with things, where now they tell every kid they're a winner.
Right.
To hell they are.
Right.
You could tell every kid they're special, they're beautiful, but the definition of a winner is a person, place, or thing that wins something.
Honey, did you do the best you could?
Right.
All right. So you know what? Next time you got to do better, because
he actually told me a story. He said, "You want to talk about bullying?" He said, he grew up in New York in the Bronx, and he was in Little League, and they had something.
Maybe I know him.
they had something in Little League called the slaughter rule, which is if any one team got up by 10 points, they just ended the game. They didn't care about your feelings, the fact that your parents weren't coming to pick you up for the next 2 hours. They just left you alone in the park with your thoughts, and then you said, well, maybe baseball isn't for me.
Right.
But that's how we learn. And it amazes me the things that, and I don't want to blame the millennials. I don't want to blame the kids. I want to blame the parents for not teaching them.
Amen.
When I was growing up, my dad didn't have any of those plastic things in the light sockets. My father would say, here's a fork. See that? That's electricity. I bet you won't do that shit again. And that's how we learn, right? Now, everything is so, just like I said, the helmet and bubble wrap crowd, and you look at somebody and smile, and for some reason they don't like the way you look, so you're a racist. It amazes me, the mentality of this generation, and it's sad that it's just going down that wrong path, because I do believe that if you actually took the time to talk to most people, you'd realize that they're not bad people.
110%.
Most people, as I said.
I don't, you know what? I agree with you. I don't, and I think even those people that you might not think are the best people, if you spoke to them, you would understand that they're just a person living in a hurt, in a prison of their own
prison, their mind.
Which is an awful thing, and I think that's why I always say be humble and kind, because you never know what someone else is going through. Sometimes I would be out, we'd have events, and I would just walk. I'm not ignoring you by any means, but I'm in my own planet at that point.
You're in your zone.
So I'm not cognitive of what's going on, and I always am cognitive of what's going on around me, but sometimes I'm just tuned out.
Right.
And so people will think, how many people say, I thought you were just stuck up. One of my girls, I thought you were just stuck up. And I look at them and I'm like, really? Like me? I'm the most friendly, outgoing person.
That's what a lot of people think when they see me at the gym, because I'm not there to socialize. I'm there to get my job done. And
don't talk to me. Don't talk to me.
It just, people don't understand that. I'm like, okay, the reason I have this physique is because I don't do what you do at the gym.
Right.
I don't treat this like a Starbucks social hour.
Right.
And that's another thing that I don't understand, are the people that you see at the gym day in and day out for years, and they never look any different.
Right, absolutely.
I can't believe their wives haven't accused them of being a philanderer, waking up at 6 a.m. every single day to go to the gym, right? And they never look any different. And some of these people are working with the same trainers.
Yeah, which is even more pathetic.
Which blows my mind, because when you look at it on paper, what I do is incredibly affordable for the value that I give my clients. Mm-hmm. And I am able to get my clients such incredible results because I am with them 7 days a week. Mm. When you work with a personal trainer at a gym, for the most part, and again, haters, you can keep it in a holster because I'm not generalizing. I'm just saying the gyms that I had worked for before I brought my business to one-on-one coaching, is you only have so many hours in a day that the gym is open.
Right.
Right? You need to try to fill that dance card up as much as you possibly can.
Sure.
So I might give you a great workout for that hour, but then I want nothing to do with you until the next time you come in, because I am trying to get as many people as possible. And unfortunately, and it's sad because they still don't make a very good commission.
Right.
And you really need to get no sleep and have no life if you want to make a good living in a gym.
Absolutely.
Doing personal training. And the thing is with just everything that I saw, even if I worked with you 2 days a week, 2 hours, I could bust your ass, right? But I'm not writing anything for you, instructing you what to do those other 5, 6 days a week.
Right.
And at least, again, I'm not generalizing, I'm just saying at the gyms that I have worked for before, unless you are a doctor or had your doctorate in nutrition, you were not allowed to suggest how to eat to your clients. So, yeah. So, again, even if you paid $300 a week and had 3 sessions a week with me, and I killed you for those 3 days, but you went and refueled with a twin cheeseburger deluxe, you're still not going to look any different. So, what is so gratifying to me is being able to tell somebody what to do all 7 days of the week. Telling them
so you're a control freak. No, you're like, you know what's gratifying? I get to tell you what to do 7 days a week.
I like to say hand-holding. That's a little
there
better.
You go. That sounded better.
Right. Because they know that no matter what, they have me 24/7.
Right, they're not alone. They know that they're held accountable.
Right.
And they're not afraid.
If they're at the supermarket and they don't know if something is okay, they'll snap a picture, send me a walkie message. We'll take care of that right then and there. If they have to go out to dinner and they have trouble navigating the menu, I am right there. If they are with their kids at Carvel and they need me to talk them off a ledge at 9 o'clock,
right,
I am right there.
Right.
And that's why my clients are able to get such good results, because I take all the guesswork out of it. You don't have to wait until next week when you see me again for you to get that question answered, because by then in the morning you'll probably forget the question you had. And number 2, it's really not going to be relevant because we're starting you back from where you were last week.
Exactly.
So that is why I will only do one-on-one coaching now, because if my clients don't get results, I take a personal responsibility of that.
Right. Well, and as you should, I think, we should all be held accountable. Yep. If I'm your client, you're holding me accountable for doing what I'm supposed to do, so I'm right back at you.
And I tell people right off the bat, the only way that you are not going to get results working with me is if you just don't do what I tell you. And what's funny is I've actually broke up with a couple clients over the past year. Now, people, I love you. But if you're going to lie to me, make sure you block me from your Instagram feed.
Oh, so they're having a drink and they have like nachos in front of them.
Oh my God! Now
that's funny shit.
And you know what's even funnier? I had this one friggin' hockey puck. He's taking pictures at the gym, right? Oh, I just had a great arm day, and I'm like, okay, first of all, motherfucker, today's leg day for you, right? And I'm like, really? Right? And then he takes a picture at the sushi restaurant with... Now, granted, sushi can be incredible. You can still eat sushi while you work with me. You just can't slather it in sugary sauces and tempura the shit out of it. Right? And this guy, I'm talking... My teeth started to hurt. They were showing so much sugary eel sauce on these things, right? So I called him out on it. And I'm like, what the fuck? Right? Oh, well, T, you eat sushi all the time. Well, yes, I do. I'm not the one who got to lose 50 pounds, number one. Right? And number 2, do you ever see me eat the shit that you have on your plate right now? Sushi only means something with rice, okay? That's the only thing that sushi means. So don't you tell me that sushi is universal, because not all sushi is created equal, So I get these people directly, and then they're wondering, well, God, I only lost a half a pound this week. Yeah, I wonder why.
You guys are listening to Real Talk with Karen Stacy, live on MiamiMikeRadio.com, and we are talking to my new friend, T, who is telling us about transformations. And so you you're a massage therapist, martial artist, healer, coach. So there's one other thing that I know you do that we haven't talked about.
Tell me. I'd love to be reminded because I do a lot of things.
Don't. Oh yeah, that's true. I don't know.
Yeah, tell me.
I might not have researched enough.
No, go for it.
I'm not a good stalker, so I can only find what's out there. Oh my God,
I
don't stalk well, so I don't know how.
Oh, trust me, I got one that's scaring the shit out of me.
Oh my.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll talk about that in a minute because I'm really interested to know about that. But so speaking of, you don't need to lose 45 pounds or whatever. So don't you model?
Occasionally.
Didn't you do like love
romance novel covers? Yeah, well, that's when I had the Fabio hair.
Oh.
Right. Cut the hair, you lose some of the jobs. That was kind of unique, and it was funny is everybody's, well, why didn't you do that more? You have the body like Fabio, and I said, yes, well, Fabio is also 6'2".
Correct.
All right? Okay, so I really can't, I'm sorry to break it to you. I never knew that average height was midget status. That really is big over the last, few years. Average height is midget status to a lot of these women. Meaning if you're average height, you're a midget. And this is bringing it back to dating profiles.
Oh, here we go.
Right, we bring it back to dating profiles.
We'll go to dating profile, and then we'll talk about your stalker.
Then we'll talk about
stalker.
It's perfect.
Dysfunction at its best.
Yep, absolutely. But again, it's the unrealistic expectations. You have a woman that's 4'9" and saying, "Don't message me if you're not over 6'2". Really?
Wow.
Really? Okay. Good luck with that.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyhow.
I would just appreciate I could wear heels.
Yeah, but you know what though? That's somebody else's insecurity because I give two shits. I'll date somebody to 6'5" that's a chick. I don't care.
Right.
To me, that's beauty is beauty, and I don't.
Right.
I don't care.
I agree.
Now, again, I also don't judge because I know that everybody has their own personal preferences. But I think that some people get a little carried away with expectations of the real world here, but
again, I think that it's also unrealistic expectations as well, because you know what, the truth of the matter is that when chemistry is there and two people connect, those things go out the freaking window.
Yep.
Okay, you could deal with somebody like that has none of the things that you quote unquote think you like, and poof, you're like, okay, I have no idea why, but I'm like totally into this person, and they are completely nothing like what I thought I would, what I thought I wanted or what I typically go for. So that all goes out the window at that point, and it's just it comes down to humans.
So bringing it back to the modeling, I do it less and less.
How did you get into that in the first place?
A female friend of mine who was a model needed a male model for a pictorial, and it was a vampire style shoot. And I'm like,
cool.
Shit, that's right up my alley. And I had the
Right.
I'm like, I could have been
Lost
in an interview
Boys.
with a vampire.
Yeah,
no, not even Lost Boys. Lost Boys, I could do this with Lost Boys. That was
that's
80s.
True.
This was more like interview with a vampire.
That was a great movie.
And
my weakness is men with long hair.
So I had, it was great for when I was on stage. Other than that, it was a pain in the ass, and maintenance-wise, I'm happy this way, but, so I've never modeled before that, and I'm not, the thing about me is I am very humble, and I never think that I look as good as other people think I do.
Right. Which is a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely, but then, she told me quite frankly, there's a difference between being humble and just lying to yourself, and I said, okay, fair enough. I said, but I still don't think I'm in shape to do a shirtless photo shoot. And she goes, take a selfie for me right now. So I go, oh, okay. Took a selfie. Not 30 seconds later, I get big bold letters. Fuck you, you're doing this. Right? And I said, oh, okay, I guess you like. Okay. And we did that first one. I'm like, this is pretty freaking cool. Now I'm getting attention from music fans and fitness fans, and playing both sides, but I'm doing it less and less now for two reasons. Number one, again, like I think I said before, I don't want to give any of my potential clients a false avatar to think that if you do not achieve that look, you failed.
Right, absolutely.
So that's a huge one to me, because I am all about making my clients comfortable, and I can even, if you want, I can even explain how I go about doing a new client consult for that exact same reason. And honestly, the second reason, because I'm at the point of my life right now where I kind of would like to be in a relationship, and that gives a very wrong impression to women that I'm interested in. So I like...
Why?
Again, I think it's the preconceived notion. I think that a lot of people are going to automatically assume I'm sleeping with that model, or I did, or I want to.
And again, what you said to me in the beginning of the show, then they're not your people.
Absolutely, but I'm just saying I don't want to poke the snake. You know what I mean? I don't want to do anything that's going to make you distrust me right off the bat.
Yeah.
You know?
Why would... But maybe I'm missing something. Mm-hmm. Why would someone distrust you? Because
of the image.
Who gives a shit about the image?
You don't give a shit.
Oh, okay.
But I'm telling you, and my friend Diana is a really well-known relationship coach.
Okay.
And when she was on my podcast, we were talking about it, and I told her, I was like, you have to understand, I do not get swiped back. She said, I do not believe you. So I ended up I had Bumble at the time, and I showed her on the screen that my matches were completely empty. And I'm like, you believe me? See? Right? So we live in that age of, again, that it's prejudgmental window shopping.
Huh.
And,
jeez.
Yeah, and the thing with me, and if we can go down this rabbit hole.
Let's go.
Right, let's go down this rabbit hole.
Fuck it, here we are.
Yeah, because I would love to bust some myths and just talk about the
bust
way
some
that...
myths.
Yeah.
Wait, before you start busting myths, are you guys out there, Facebook land, are you with us? Are you ready to bust some myths?
First of all, are you having fun? Right? That is number one.
Yeah. Has everybody gone? All right.
I would like to know what don't you agree? I would love to know.
Oh, Nelly, what don't you agree with, baby?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe the fact that it gives the wrong image? Is that what we're talking about? I know there's a little bit of...
I would love to hear, because I honestly love to hear real people's opinions.
Oh, absolutely. And there will
so
be
please,
a lot...
if you're still listening, please, please
what
let
does
us know.
That say? Yes. See, so I was right.
Which one? I'm sorry.
Nelly. She said what? See, again, Karen can't see. So that says, what does that say? I don't agree.
Right.
Is that what that says?
Right.
So when I said about the image, so and I said that I didn't think that.
And God bless you. First, I want to say God bless you, because you are one of the rare people who actually look past that. And I'm actually going to go deeper into this and say, I've noticed that New York is worse.
Okay.
New York is very cutthroat. New York is always looking for the next best thing. New York tends
in terms of the competition and stuff, absolutely. Door.
Yeah. New York people in general, a lot of them only want to be your friend if they think that
you're worth it.
That they can get something out of you.
Yeah,
that you're
if it's
going to
worth
be
it. Right.
That there's going to be some kind of fringe benefits.
Yep.
What should we do? What should I do? What should we do? Go down the rabbit hole?
I guess.
Right?
Or I'm not sure what. It's hard. Again, I can't freaking see anything.
So this is the blind leading the blind here, because I got contacts and
okay.
This
but
ain't
you're
the best.
young.
Yeah.
You're under 40.
My eyes started going when I was in 6th friggin' grade.
Yeah, right, but that's different. Mine did too. But now I can't see up close. I can't see far away. It's ridiculous.
And my last eye doctor appointment, it was a new eye doctor. Fucked me. Because he wanted to up the prescription, and I'm like, I can see fine with the ones I have. I can see up close. I can see far away. No, we want to give you these. So he gave me those. I put them in, and I got home, and I was having lunch with my father, and I tried to read something, and I'm like,
yeah,
the fuck, right? I can't read this, right? So thanks, Dad. He goes, try these, and he gives me his reading glasses. I put them on. I read the whole damn thing. I'm like, motherfuckers aged me 10 years, right? Thank you, Doc. Right?
You know the trick, right? You put the flashlight on your phone to read.
Oh, really? I haven't even gotten that deep. I just try not to read up close. You know what I'm like.
Well, I'm just letting you know that it's a really good trick. Because when I have my contacts in, that's what I do, because I take my glasses off now to read.
You know, I'm gonna admit something incredibly embarrassing right now, but I wanted to read a label one day, and I couldn't read a label. I took a picture
Yep,
of the
and
damn
then you
label and I
enlarge it.
enlarged
Yep.
it, and I was able to read
Well,
it.
see that, and I was going to ask you
Yeah.
if what somebody, one of my questions was going to be, what is it that somebody doesn't know about you? It's something that everybody doesn't
That
know
I'm
about
blind
you.
as a bat?
And,
No,
now
everybody
we know
knows
you
about it.
took
Yeah,
a
no.
picture of the label.
Friggin' blind as a bat.
That was
Yeah.
the thing. So are you going down the rabbit hole?
I don't know. I think we should. Is
Okay.
that what Nellie's talking about? You should do it. Is that going down the rabbit hole? Or?
What does that say? God bless you.
Well, right back at you. I appreciate you. Thank you. So, you know what? We'll come back to it because I think we're so far from that it's not going to make any sense of why I wanted to do that in the first place.
Okay.
But yeah, I just feel like New York. It's a whole different vibe, and it's really why. I want to get the hell out of here. Like, I really am trying to just build this business as best I can and leave. And what I realized is that, and again, I don't want this to come off any other way but just matter of fact, but one of my best friends is my friend who's the paramedic in the city.
Yep.
And about 4 or 5, maybe even longer, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, he moved from Brooklyn to the Poconos.
Okay.
And it's great because his schedule, he'll work all day, have an hour off, work all night, have an hour off, work all day, and then have 3 days off. So he doesn't have to commute every single day back and forth.
Right.
And the one thing that I started to realize, like pretty much immediately, when I started visiting him in the Poconos, is that once you crossed that border, it didn't matter what race, nationality, gender, sexual orientation. People became human beings.
Huh. That's where all the humans are?
and it was like a weight, like a dark cloud lifted as soon as I crossed that border, and I said, you know what? This is the vibe. Everybody is friendly. Well, of course, there's exceptions to every rule, but people are friendly. And like I said, it doesn't matter. It didn't matter. Race didn't matter. Sexual orientation didn't matter. Nationality didn't matter. Everybody was friendly, accepting, and I'm like, this is freaking cool. People that you would make eye contact with on the street would actually smile back at you. How novel of a fucking concept is that? In New York, people are either going to quickly look back down or maybe give you the evil eye or something. Like,
or they think you're a stalker.
Right. And it was just such a relief to know that a place so close got you out of that danger zone. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and so wait. So now that you're in the danger zone, you want to tell us about the stalker?
I don't want to give this person too much power, but I'll just tell you that, and God bless you women, because I know that men have to be ruthless with this. So if you guys are dealing with anything remotely close to this, you have my utmost respect and support. But it even happens to me. I have someone who is relentlessly stalking me, and I have messages saved with some of the most vile shit that a person could ever say to somebody, for the simple fact that I did not want to respond to a message they sent me on Match.com in 2009.
Okay, wait a second.
Maybe.
So how are they contacting you?
They found me on social media, and now it's like a never-ending game of whack-a-mole. You block one, you block an account, she makes another one. You block that account, she makes another one. So much goodness. To the point that in one of the emails, it was chastising me about my ex-girlfriend, and saying that she Googled her, and I'm just like, wow. Now the claws are coming out.
Wow.
Because, like I said, my ex and I aren't together anymore. But I don't think she's a bad person, and I would never. Mind your business. I will protect her.
Of course.
Tooth and nail. Today, I will protect any of my friends and my loved ones. So you're playing with fire if you are threatening my friends
Wow,
or family.
People are freaking nuts,
Yeah.
man. See,
yeah.
I guess...
and I don't want to give this individual any more power, so I don't want to talk about it
I
anymore because
guess
they don't deserve the
Does
recognition.
anybody want to stalk me? I feel very left out.
But no, trust me.
I'm only kidding.
You know, and I actually let my friend read one of the emails, and he thought it was the most hysterical fucking thing he's ever read because of how vile the email was. And he's like, but I understand that if you're on the receiving end, that this wouldn't be as amusing. And I said, no, it's really not that amusing at all. But it happens to us too, so I really...
So that
like I say, I empathize with everything that women have to deal with because I know that men from all countries, mind you, because tech support happens to be the worst motherfuckers on the planet that contact you via Facebook and, you know, they want to see Bob's and Vagine, you know, in your... So... I empathize with all of them.
All right, so now I saw something you did. I think it was either a video or one of your podcasts, and you said it was about it's better to be hated for who you are. Is it better to be hated for who you are, or? Oh
no, I said that as a fact. Yeah, I would rather somebody absolutely hate me for who I am than love me for who I pretend to be. Right, because. What people have to realize is you're going to get tired of putting an act on. Yeah. There are not many people that can succeed. Now, there are people who can put one on for a while.
I guess.
Eventually, that mask is going to slip.
Yeah, I guess.
You know, and I can't imagine how stressful it must be to be a liar and have to cover your tracks and have to remember which lie you told this person, because if this person knows this person, then you better damn well have told them the same lie that you told this person. And it would drive me batshit.
I can't remember the truth. Never mind a lie.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I've never understood lying ever. I don't think there's a reason for it. Right. I mean, sometimes maybe you don't answer somebody. You avoid,
the things, the things you don't know can't hurt you.
Things that, maybe somebody didn't necessarily need to know.
Well, and I got something on that too that we could talk about it in a minute.
But, I'm very much like that. Like, and social media, I think, is another... trigger for that exact thing, right? Yeah. Because people pretend, again, perpetrating the fraud, they pretend to be something that they're not. It's a facade. Yeah. So now you have all of these people following you and all of these people that, are emulating you or that respect you, and it's all a facade.
Right. However, you are going to go down in flames when one person finds that.
You know what? I thought that was the case, and I don't think it is, because I think that people are not that naive. I think that people are aware that people are perpetrating the fraud.
And they feel bad.
And they
feel bad. Oh, poor Shem.
Yep. And they allow it and support that.
Yeah.
Which only gives more fuel to that fire.
Yeah.
Right? But, hey, listen, that's what makes it
But eventually it is going to bite you in the ass.
The truth always comes out. And
eventually it's going to bite you in the ass. So I would rather be truthful and have you not like me because of it. Speak my truth. Just like when I say I believe personal trainers should be in shape. And I'm not, and round shouldn't be that shape. And if that pisses off another personal trainer, what does that make you?
Round.
No,
I agree. And I watch and I see, and don't get me wrong, there are a lot of people that know a lot about things and maybe they don't completely look the part. But
have some self-respect.
Right.
If you're trying and you're doing your best, that's all we could ask for. But if you work at a gym and your clients see you coming in from lunch with Wendy's bags,
absolutely,
chowing on Dave's Baconator, and you're telling them, do another one.
Right.
Give me a fucking break.
Well, again, if you're, it depends on what you're looking for. If you want somebody that it's their lifestyle. So the information you're going to share.
So we're going to get personal trainers now. They're going to have a spin bike with a sidecar. Right? And that asshole's going to be sitting in the sidecar eating a Wendy's while you're busting your ass on the spin bike. I just, stop the nonsense. It's just have some self-respect, That's all. I never in my life ever said in a video, and all of you could stalk my videos, I have never said this in a video, that a personal trainer needs to be a fitness model. I never in a million years, I don't think that. However, you should have some self-respect. How dare you tell somebody you shouldn't be eating this, and you are coming into the gym with Wendy's and McDonald's and pizza and, right? You're a fucking hypocrite. Like,
right.
Just have some self-respect. That's
Agreed.
like, that's like a cardiologist, being morbidly
Smoking
obese.
outside.
Yeah, or being
smoking
morbidly
before
obese.
he's doing a heart transplant.
It just have some friggin' self-respect.
It's an oxymoron.
Right.
I mean,
More moron than oxy.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Well, now let's also. All right. So here's another question I have for you. All right. So not quickly, but you got bullet points.
Okay.
What are your turn-ons?
In which sense?
In the world, like in life, what turns you on?
Seeing
what
somebody.
Makes your heart pound?
Seeing somebody come from nothing and do something extraordinary.
Okay. And what is your biggest turn off?
Laziness. Expecting people to hand you shit and do the job for you.
Entitled?
Yep. Yeah. 100%.
Well, that was I get that. That was and that was I was going to ask you too. What makes your heart pound? But obviously, you just said what it was.
Yeah.
All right. Let me think about. All right. So also, do you find that you would say most people, because you seem to be a pretty honest person,
Mm-hmm.
do you find that people appreciate and respect that, or do you find that you scare people away because of it?
You scare the people away that you want to scare away. That's what I've noticed. The people who appreciate it are your vibe attracts your tribe. Like, the people who are meant to hear what you have to say will hear, and it will reach the right people. And it will detract. It'll deter the people that you don't want. Because trust me, you don't want some people. You don't want to work with some people.
Oh, I get it.
And the just in the grand scheme of things, what a lot of people don't stop to understand is people don't buy coaching; they buy coaches, because there are many different people that can do the same thing that I do. But my clients want to work with me because I'm me. As opposed to somebody else who might be doing the same exact thing, but they're kind of an asshole, or he makes this guy makes you feel demeaned. This guy,
right?
Well, why do you like tea? Well, because he treats me like a person, and I feel like he's one of my friends. So people don't purchase coaching; they purchase coaches. So I just always believe that you gotta be you, because you don't want somebody to have an idea in their head of what they think you're about.
Right.
And then after they just dropped this money on your program, and a month into it, find out, oh, wait a minute, this racist motherfucker,
Right.
I didn't know that about this guy, So that's why I always say you have to be upfront. People that know you, that know who you are, that vibe with you.
Right.
They're the right people. If your truth scares people away, those are the people you want to go away.
Right. Well, I think it's important, and like you said, there are a lot of people that, not that do what you do, but there are different, aspects, right? Mm-hmm. And so you do
a bunch of different roads that can lead to the same destination.
Right, because there are some people that are like the tough love type, right? Like they're the coach where they're like, come on, like you got to, and they scream at you or whatever. Right. Me personally, I don't work well with people like that. The tough love thing doesn't do well with me. People think because I'm so strong that if they get tough with me, that they're going to get more out of me because they know, like I'm going to go fuck you back to them. Right. But it doesn't work well with me because there's no reason for you. When you speak to me like that, I'm done.
It's demeaning, yeah.
Right, I'm done. Yeah. I don't have to listen to that. I don't care what the hell you're telling me to do. Some people, I guess, need that. I don't know, but I don't work that way, but some people need that. They need somebody to sit there and get in their face and get them angry, and that will motivate them, right? So everybody's different. So if that's not the type of person that you are as a trainer, you or a coach, you are not going to fit with somebody that needs that type of tough love type of thing. You're, you're going to give them a little bit of everything.
And also that type of thing goes more energetic and esoteric with me too, because it's messing with your energy.
Yeah.
You know, and to me that's not cool. So, you know, how can I be all about qigong and mindfulness and making your inside feel just as good as your outside
while you're yelling
while I'm stressing you the fuck out?
Right.
You know, that's an oxymoron and a half.
Right. Now, I know you said that you had like something we were going to do for our listeners.
Yeah,
today.
Absolutely. I actually have a landing page that we can post in the comments. That I have just a intro to healthy eating guide that I came up with. That it's nothing too extensive, but it's just has a handful of recipes to show you that it actually can taste good while you eat well. You know, completely free, just for you guys. I'm going to post the link, or we'll post the link in the comments.
Post the link, yep.
And I will also have my what's it called?
Website?
Train of thought. No, because I see my friend. Oh, hey. Sherry.
Again, I can't see.
Lost my train of thought.
No,
I just saw him like, oh, hey, wait a minute. You know, I do the thing like that. Get a little closer.
Don't worry. Afterwards, I'll take my glasses off and look close. But now I look like I'm peering at people.
But also on the download page is also a link to my calendar. If anyone needs help with absolutely anything, I will make time for you. It is completely no charge to have a strategy session with me. There is no ulterior motives. I'm not going to shove a sales pitch down your throat. But if you do decide for us to work together, please tell me that you met me and learned about me on this show, and we will take care of you a little bit more.
Yeah, so if any of you guys out there have been listening, or if you know people that maybe are in need of a transformation, you should really share the video. I will post probably tomorrow or the following day. I will post the recorded version so you can listen to it in the car, wherever you want to go. Share it with your friends, and this way, if they need, because of all the people that are joining us tonight, I know there's somebody out there that probably needs that, right? That needs that transformation. And although I saw him on Facebook and I saw all things, I said, this guy seems like he'd be kind of fun to have on the show. And we went back and forth a little bit, and I was like, you know what? I'll get to know you on the air. And he was like, all right, cool. Yeah. I got nothing to hide. And I felt a little ill prepared today because I stalked him a little bit. But I told you it was okay. Right. And I stalked a little bit, to try to make sure I knew what I was talking about as well, because you guys know how I am. And I don't like people that are full of shit. Yeah. So I needed to make sure, and I kind of, figured that he was legit. So, if you guys want to, again, a transformation is inside and out, right? So it's mind, body, and soul, which I talk about a lot on the show. You can't perpetrate the fraud. You can't have one part of you in a good place and the other part of you in a bad place, right? So you got to put it all together. And I have a great person here that can help you do that and transform. I know some people were excited about the show tonight. I saw people posted and shared and said transformation. This is just what I want to,
And I actually can offer one more thing, because tomorrow I'm announcing a new program.
Oh, awesome.
And I'm taking about 5 people to actually coach through the entire program. And it is for anybody who ever battled or are still battling any kind of anxiety, depression, extreme sadness, and it is a program that is the exact program that I went through myself, that was able to cure that at a moment's notice, without any type of drug, without any type of doctor.
So is that 1 second manifestation?
No, that's one. It's 12-week manifestation when you can switch that in an instant. But if I would be happy to put any of you in the beta test group, if you reach out again, tell me where you saw me from, and I'd be happy to help out.
See, that's awesome. We got like 3 goodies. I'm digging this. I didn't even know that third one was a bonus. I knew about the first 2, but the third one is a bonus. That's awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And I have to also say thank you, because when we were going back and forth, T thought that we were doing the show like webcam
web,
or something, right? And Karen is barely can press buttons. So I was like, no, I was saying I like to do it like in person because I like to feel the person's energy and such. So he actually had clients that he needed to take care of this evening, and he at the last minute moved everything to come here today. So I do.
Totally.
Thank you.
I'm nothing if not resourceful.
Well, of course. And everybody knows I do Plan B a lot. I sit here sometimes for 2 hours and talk to my
It's all right.
audience.
I'll get a Plan C if we got to. It'll
Yeah,
be okay.
no doubt about it. Listen, you have to. There's no other way, right? The show must go on.
Yep. And what I always say, it takes years to build credibility, but a second to lose it.
You said that earlier.
And you can't let that happen.
And that's what I said too, right? So it's funny, right? You can do all these amazing things, and one thing you do...
That's what people are going to demonize you for.
You're gonna be crucified for,
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, and to me, like, reputation and, what you stand for, it means everything to me.
Right.
Like, to me, that means a lot. I could really care. Everybody wants to talk shit. They could talk shit. But your reputation speaks for itself.
Right.
So anybody can talk, and people always do behind your back. But everybody knows, you know what? That don't sound like something so-and-so.
And it's just, you got to talk to the individual.
Yeah.
And I know we didn't go down that rabbit hole with social media, not dating sites. We didn't really go down that rabbit hole. But, if you talk to me for 1 minute, and you deduce in your own brain that I'm a scumbag and I'm an asshole, I totally understand. God bless you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Absolutely.
Right, but most people don't give that opportunity to somebody to find out if this person is okay or not.
Right.
And just so, all of you, thank you for watching. Thank you for putting up with my sense of humor. It's a rare lost art these days, so... Thank you all for tuning in.
Yeah, a humor, right? Lighten up. My father used to tell me that all the time when I was a kid. Karen, lighten up.
Yep. Grab that stick and pull it right out.
Lighten up. Lighten up. And I do want to send out, tomorrow is 9/11, so I want to send out,
Bruce,
prayers.
what's up, bud?
I want to send out much love to everyone tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow is not promised. And there are a lot of people that, so many people lost their lives. We were talking before, my guest last week is a first responder, and she has every health issue imaginable because of it. So, be grateful. Tomorrow is not promised. And God bless everybody tomorrow. That is, it's going to be a hard day for everybody because it was an awful thing.
Yeah, I think most people that are old enough remember exactly where we were.
Absolutely. That's very true.
Yeah.
Where were you?
I was coming back from a cruise for my friend Anthony's wedding, and on the way to Bermuda, we got a picture of the towers.
Oh my!
Yeah, it was pretty surreal.
Wow. Yeah, it was definitely. Any of us that like you said, we're old enough to live it. It was definitely a.
It's something that you never are going to have erased from your memory.
No, and unfortunately, all the people that lost loved ones that day, you never come back from something like that. So, sending out much love and light to all of you guys. Next week, I have one of my followers, Paul, is coming on the show next week, and he's an author. He writes poems, and he's a PhD. He didn't send me all of his info yet, but I talked to him yesterday, and I'm looking forward to it. We're going to have fun.
Sorry, do it off the cuff like ours.
Yeah,
sometimes you get better material.
No, and I am going to be off the cuff, but we're going to just talk about different things. But he also does training, not the same thing that you do. So I was like, wait a minute, I don't want to double up on that. Right. And he's like, nah, that's like my fifth hat that I wear. He's like, I do all this other stuff, too. So it should be fun. I always like talking to fun, interesting people because...
Well, interesting and fun are the key words here.
Right.
Because you have some duds and it's just like watching paint dry,
Right.
So.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and I enjoy
or
that.
Snow melt, and either one is not good when you're on this type of.
And again, you gotta lighten up because I laugh about everything, and that I break balls. I can't help it. It's just what I do because you know what. And in the pink elephant in the room, we gotta talk about it.
Yeah.
That's just me. I bring it up. So Anywho, so tune in next week, and I want to remind you guys that we have a nice lineup on MiamiMikeRadio.com. Mondays we have DJ Luke at 1, and then Paulie, aka the Portuguese Prince, at 6 p.m. Rob Mush, the first Monday of every month. Tuesdays we have DJ Steve Simply Nice is on at 1, and of course Real Talk at 8 p.m. Wednesdays we have the Loyal Listener Show with Hamilton's Zara May. Thursdays we have Michael Anthony, the Traffic Jam at 4 p.m. Frankie Maggs at 8 p.m. Fridays we have DJ Simply Nice at 8 p.m. and then Friday Night Sessions with Tony Sinapi. Then we have on Saturdays the Ghazi Show at 8 p.m. and then Saturday Night Dance Party with Anthony Mangini at 10. Sundays, we have Anthony Grimaldi. So make sure you guys tune in. And thank you, as always, for staying with us today. Don't forget, when we finish, first of all, can you tell them, for the people that are listening on the radio and don't have access to Facebook Live, where are they going to find you? And then we'll type it in afterwards.
I actually love people to reach out to me directly. So go right to my public Facebook page, my personal Facebook page, TW Durfy. I have Instagram at tfit914. Just reach out to me directly. You're not going to go through a messenger bot. You're not going to go through a secretary. You're going to go directly to me, and I'd love to hear from you.
What about an email? Do you have an email that they can reach out?
You can. I mean, it's really just for junk mail. But if you want, it's t.fit. t.fit 914 at gmail.com. If you want to go that route. But I'd really love it to be more personal. I love talking to people. When I do my consults, I do them over video, just because I like to see people's faces. I like to talk eye to eye. And so just reach out directly. I'd love to hear from you. So
what we'll do also is we'll update for anybody that's looking. I will put that in our comments on the Facebook Live. I will also put it on the comments from on Instagram as well, so this way you guys can find him. And obviously, if you can't find him, please reach out to me, and I will help you find him.
I know one person has no problem finding me.
Oh, your stalker! We'll get his stalker.
Trust me, it can't be that difficult, people.
Let's give out her information.
Which one? The fuck if I know? Come on, you know. You never know what's gonna. It's like Houdini, you know.
Oh Jesus, dear Lord. See, I guess I'm just not special enough to have a stalker.
Oh, trust me, it's overrated. Oh God.
Kidding. I'm good.
Oh, it's overrated.
I'm good. I don't think I have a stalker because I think they think I killed them.
Well, that's the thing. This person is really upping my belief in the Second Amendment. I got to tell you, it's like
No, be careful. The government's trying to take away all of our rights.
Well,
so
be
careful. But that's a whole other story.
I don't care what martial art I study. If somebody knows gun fu, they could take me out. So we'll just leave that there.
Indeed. Well, thank you guys all for tuning in tonight with my special guest T. And I love you guys. So happy Tuesday. God bless. Sending love for you tomorrow. Thank you for staying with us all night. And love you guys. Bye. Is that off? Okay, there we go.